Hey everyone, it's Joe at National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to go into tonight's game. And I've been thinking about for a little bit because I've noticed something with Prime Video, and it's not been every week, but I've noticed it happen more often than not. A lot of times on Prime Video, when I see a favorite who seems to be a too good to be true odd team, like say the Bills here, who should probably be laying at least 5, even in New England. A lot of times when I see that and I bet the trap, so like I would take New England, it's actually an as advertised game and the Bills would just cremate them. So like I'm not saying that's going to happen. What I'm saying is I have taken that into account because I've noticed it happen on Thursday Night Football the most. I know the Commanders recently did it against the Bears. Both teams had sucked, but it was still one where a lot of people were leaning Commanders, and they just won like they should have. And I think 2 weeks ago on Prime, it was the same deal where I looked at the game. I forget exactly what game it was, and it was basically as advertised. So it does seem to be that maybe, I don't know why, maybe it's just because some Thursday nights don't get the action. I'm not sure. But I have noticed that a lot of the Amazon games, I'll bet a trap, like New England today looks like the pick. And then the one that looks obvious, the Bills actually wind up winning. We'll see if that holds. It's been a short sample size, but I've just noticed it with some of the Amazon Prime Thursday games I've watched. They've just wound up almost like paying the public is the best way to put it. Like whatever the public is probably with here, the public has to be with Buffalo, I would think. We'll see if they pay the public. That being said, I'm still going with my gut, and my gut's telling me New England plus 3.5 because this line is bullshit. So, I have noticed the Amazon Prime thing sometimes as advertised games happen, but I like the narrative of Patriots going to 7-5, making the division close. I think between the AFC and NFC, at least one of them gets the entire division in the East, but they're talking about it. I think there's a good chance Patriots win this game. They're talking about Mac Jones basically injured, and this is his game, okay? If he lays an egg tonight, then they're pulling the plug on the Mac Jones project, and the Patriots are done for the season. I just don't see that happening versus they win, and it opens up so much more potential and tells narratives. Now the Bills can't win a game in the division, despite being really good. And then the whole division is going to be in the playoffs, which is going to be interesting. So to me, it goes hand in hand, the story and the trap that the Patriots cover this 3.5. So I'm taking them to cover. We don't have many open sequences. We closed them all last night. Here are some plays that I do have, just so you know. These are for today. So this is what I did yesterday. And by the way, we went like 8-3 yesterday in college. So, I know some of these colleges might not be the most fun, but I play them for a reason. So here we got Oakland covering Cleveland State. We have Illinois State covering Murray State. Fairfield covering Manhattan. And I'm looking at Valparaiso to cover. Unders, I like. I don't think Toledo and Richmond play. I think they just played last night. Same with UAB. So, and then Utah and Arizona is the over. So I like Utah and Arizona for the over in all these covers above that I wrote. Like I said, you don't have to play those, but people have done well with college. But I just wanted to go into that because I'm going to be having to go into college football in a video as well as all the NFL games. So I probably won't have a time to do college basketball. So I just try and get my picks out when I can. So people that play college basketball, those are like my 8 picks. They're also in my Discord. But yeah, I think this is just a classic case of a nice little narrative. Patriots start looking good. Von Miller's out. Explains it away, get some pressure on Allen, maybe he plays banged up. It doesn't take a lot of explanations. And then, Bills 0-3 in the division. And now the whole division's getting in the playoffs. To me, it's just very, very, it just sets itself up. Whereas if you have the Patriots lose, now it doesn't. And then you also factor in the 3.5, where so many are going to be on Buffalo, probably buying a half, just taking 3.5. And Vegas knows this. So when I combine it all together, I love the Patriots plus 3.5. Like I said, the only thing I didn't love is a lot of the Amazon games seemed to be as advertised, but I like the Patriots plus 3.5. This line's moved. I saw it moving, so This one I was able to lock in at 7. I don't think it's going to matter because I'm going with the official against the spread metric. Right now it's 8. It opened at 6.5, so they're probably just trying to beg people to take Detroit. It might move all the way to 9. But either way, I would just take Dallas. I already have Dallas locked in. You can see they're 5-14 against the spread. That metric is not going to hold over the course of a season. It's just not. So I think I already have them as a later a second or third leg. Like I said, we did phenomenal yesterday. Lakers finished out strong. Suns finished. They all finished out strong for us. Yeah, we got the Mavs. See, I got it 6.5. But just to make it universal, I'll make it 8. What I'm trying to do is match up. Even if it's not the bet I specifically took, I did 6.5. What I do is, that way, it's just matching up with the ESPN official line. That way, even if I'm winning, there might be somebody that says I pushed. I've had that happen before. So Oklahoma State's one that I told you guys I like them. And then the only other one, like I said, that I like here is the Patriots. So we could play them as a new sequence. You can add them, if you have a second leg in your sequence. It's not one I'm absolutely in love with, but it does fit enough narratives for me to like it enough to play, of course. And if it was a second leg, I wouldn't be on the edge of my seat. I'd be pretty confident that between the trap and the metric and just the story that could be told, there's really more reason for the Patriots to win, and more so just even if they don't cover. Mavericks, same thing. I know a lot of people are going to be fading them just because they can't cover, and 8 points is a lot. So a lot of people just look at 8 points. They look at a lot of these games have been close, and they're going to go ahead and take what they believe to be a close game. To me, on NBA TV, I think they're going to have, there's no Jaden Ivey, so I think they're going to just have to have Luka really, really look good, and the Mavericks win decisively. I mean, people need to remember this is a playoff team. So the Pistons are going to be the casualty tonight, just like last night. I believe it was whoever the Suns played, they were the casualty. I think it was the Jazz, was it? There's always casualties, and they're pretty easy to find. The Grizzlies were a casualty yesterday. I like to call them casualties. They're not needed for that night, so they're just going to be the story tonight's going to be Luka, in my opinion. They're only 500. They mentioned that. Yes, last game they played, how they were only 500, but they finished the season strong after about a quarter of the way through. So they're already telling you what's going to happen. Dallas is going to have a very similar season, almost identical. So I expect them to cover this spread, and I expect the Patriots to cover their spread. And I'll go into everything else. Don't worry, I didn't forget about college or anything else. I just wanted to get these all out there, and I almost did forget about the Thursday night game. I won't lie. That's why I'm putting that out. So take care, everybody, and happy earnings.